to broadcast high school athletics
online
from Portland's West Side.
We are West Side Mobile Media.
Banks, Oregon.
Banks Braves High School Athletics on Westside Mobile Media, presented by Jason Bond Remodeling. Also brought to you by these fine sponsors: Jim's Market, Sarah Hesselman Keller Williams Realty, Wana Credit Union, Banks Post Newspaper, Econo Fab Pole Buildings, GorgeNet Internet Service, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, LaHaye's Custom Embroidery, Main Street Pizza, Oregon National Guard, Scoggins Creek Coffee, and Specialty Screen Printing. Now here's the play-by-play voice of Westside Mobile Media, Trevor Beard, alongside color analyst Jonathan Lee. Good evening and welcome to Banks Braves Volleyball. Banks 2-0, much improved from last season, finding ways to finish sets and complete runs to win sets and win matches. 3-2 victory in their opening upset over 4A Tillamook, which was ranked in the 4A top 10 at the time, on Tuesday night 1 week ago, and then Thursday at Seaside, another former 4A Coapa League foe, a 3-1 victory. After tonight, the Braves will be at Neocani, another league match, and then either this Saturday or next Saturday, a tournament at Sisters. Apologize, we are set up at the top of the gym, above the gym, kind of a carpeted cafeteria area, no opening windows, so not much crowd noise, if any, but we will do our best to bring you the action as much as possible as the Lady Braves are in their navy blue, almost black uniforms, white numerals directly below the neckline, navy blue and Vegas gold and white arrowhead logo with Braves in pointed lettering on the back, navy blue with white and yellow outline, and Banks above that in yellow lettering, navy blue shorts. Taking on the Riverdale Mavericks. Riverdale, located right next to Lewis and Clark College in southwest Portland, the Terwilliger area. Riverdale, 1 win and 2 losses, wearing white uniforms, navy blue numerals, navy blue stripe around the neck, navy blue and silver diagonal striping along the mid-arm just above the elbow, and navy blue small lettering, Riverdale across the back between the shoulder blades with navy blue numerals and black or navy blue shorts. I'm Trevor Beard, broadcaster for Banks High School Athletics on Westside Mobile Media. Glad to have you with us. Want to thank all our sponsors tonight for helping us bring this volleyball match to you live. We will not be at Neocani on Thursday. Our next broadcast will be Friday night as the Banks Braves open the home section of their schedule as they host Tillamook for football, and then will start their 3A league schedule 1 week from Friday at home against Warrenton. Actually, that will be a Thursday night game. They'll have one more road game after that, one more non-league game, I should say, on the road at Pleasant Hill, southeast of Eugene, the following week, and then league play the rest of the way starting at Corbett the final Friday of the month. We'll go ahead and take a 1-minute break, and when we come back, we'll look at the rosters for both teams. You're watching Banks Braves Volleyball on Westside Mobile Media. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Thinking about updating your kitchen or bath? James Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They offer stone countertop fabrication and installation and cabinet installation services. They'll do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based locally in Washington County, they'll do jobs in most Portland metro locations. Call 503-753-9993 or email jasonbondremodeling@gmail.com. Jason Bond Remodeling, Oregon CCV number 227733.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
And we're back. Jonathan Lee most likely will not be joining us for volleyball this season, but he may be joining us for football the rest of the season. We'll know more, hopefully, by Friday evening as he's starting a new career coming up soon, and not sure yet if he'll be able to join us Friday nights with his new job. Taking a look at the rosters first for the home team, the Riverdale Mavericks. School colors are navy, blue, silver, and white. Number 2, Olivia Chu, one of 2 captains, a senior outside hitter defensive specialist. Number 5, Amelia Damiano, a junior middle blocker right side hitter. Number 6, Ty Da Silva Corsi, a sophomore outside hitter defensive specialist. Number 7, Kendra McPherson, a freshman setter outside hitter. Number 8, the other captain, Olivia Skolich, a senior right side hitter setter. Number 10, Shalina Hardy, a freshman middle blocker outside hitter. Number 11, Ellie Weiss, a sophomore libero defensive specialist. Number 13, Jaden Pridemore, a sophomore outside hitter defensive specialist. Daughter of the JV head coach, Rob Pridemore. Head coach is Nick Scambato. Number 13, Jaden Pridemore, we mentioned her. Number 15, Stella Banks, almost like Banks playing Banks, a junior middle blocker setter. And number 23, Haley Shearer, a sophomore right side hitter setter. For the Banks Braves, the visitors, the number 1 ranked team in OSAA 3A volleyball, still early, just 2 matches played. Number 1, Taylor Van Aken, a 5'6" senior right side hitter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seniors, and 1, 2, 3, 4 juniors. 10 upperclassmen on this team, so a good chance to do some damage and hopefully go far into the playoffs. Number 2, Haley Evans, one of the returning leaders of this team, a 5'8" senior setter. She is all over the place once match starts. Number 3, Katie Rains, a senior 5'2" defensive specialist. Number 4, Jocelyn Janisek, a 5'7" junior outside hitter. Number 5, Jordan Maller, a 5'8" sophomore outside hitter. Number 6, McKenna King, 5'9" junior right side hitter. Number 7, Ava Bogroff, most likely will come off the bench, a 5'4" junior defensive specialist. Number 8, Marissa Herbert, a 5'2" junior defensive specialist. Number 9, another returning senior and experienced varsity player in not only volleyball but basketball and softball as well, a 5'9" middle blocker, Alex Saunders. Number 10, another experienced player, Madison Walker, 5'11" senior middle blocker. She will be key at the net for the Braves offensively. Number 11, Chesney Lovelady, a 5'6" senior outside hitter. Number 12, Morgan McCraw, a freshman 5'4" defensive specialist. And number 14, Kendall Shook, a 5'3" freshman defensive specialist. Game time scheduled for 6 o'clock. However, they have put, they stopped the clock at 16 minutes, not sure why, and just under 7.5 minutes to go on the timer before it hits zero, despite our clocks saying that we are just 1 minute short of 6 o'clock. So we will go ahead and take another 1 minute break and take a look at the football schedule coming up for this week on Friday. You're watching Banks Braves Volleyball on Westside Mobile Media, presented by Jason Bond Remodeling.
Thinking about buying or selling a home? Sarah Hesselman, Realtor with Keller Williams Realty, will help you with your real estate needs. Call 503-313-0748 or email Sarah at sarahhesselman.com. Serving your community daily and proud to support the starting lineup of your Banks Braves. Sarah Hesselman, Realtor with Keller Williams Realty. Call 503-313-0748.
Rankings are important numbers in determining Oregon high school playoffs. So are rankings when choosing a lender to help you with purchasing or refinancing your home. Our local community home loan expert, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, is ready to help you win the day. Call Christy today for all of your home loan needs at 503-327-5302 or caliberhomeloans.com/kvanmeter. Christy Van Meter, NMLS number 1700271, state licensed in Oregon, an equal housing lender. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
Welcome back. 2022 Banks Braves Volleyball, as tonight the Braves open 3A Coastal Range League play at Riverdale in southwest Portland, located up in the Terwilliger Barber Boulevard area next to Lewis and Clark College. Time to take a look at the Wana Credit Union Week 2 football schedule. We'll be back to more Banks Braves Volleyball pregame in just a moment. Wi-Fi issues earlier. Hope you're able to follow us now on And hope to have you back with us, having some Wi-Fi issues at Riverdale High School. One moment for our national anthem. And we're back after the national anthem. Banks Lady Braves getting ready to take on Riverdale to open 3A Coastal Range League play. Starters being introduced for the Braves at Riverdale High School. Starting tonight for Riverdale, number 5, Amelia Damiano, junior middle blocker, right side hitter. Number 6, Tice Da Silva Corsi, sophomore outside hitter, defensive specialist. Number 7, Kendra McPherson, freshman setter, outside hitter. Number 13, Jaden Pridemore, sophomore outside hitter, defensive specialist. And number 15, Stella Banks, middle blocker, setter, a junior. The libero, number 11, Ellie Weiss, a freshman middle blocker, sophomore libero, defensive specialist, Ellie Weiss. Number 5, Amelia Damiano, junior middle blocker, right side hitter. Teams exchanging sportsmanship under the net. Again, contest getting started about 10 minutes late after originally scheduled for a 6 o'clock start. So for the Braves across the back, it's Haley Evans, Alex Saunders, and Jocelyn Janusek. Across the front, number 6, McKenna King, number 10, Madison Walker, and number 1, Taylor Van Aken. Now Janusek will come off for the libero, Katie Rains. Serve from Haley Evans is returned by the Mavericks. Walker. Evans sets up Walker for the kill into the back row. Too long. And the first point goes to Riverdale, leading 1-0. Again, just underway, first set. Banks had a big issue with errors last season, and about half their losses last year, I think, were due to their own mistakes. The serve from Riverdale is returned wide to the near side on what appears to be the north side of the gym. Serving for Riverdale, number 7, Kendra McPherson. Serving from the left back corner, popped up by Katie Reins out of the back row for the Braves. Evans to Walker, gets it across, dug out by Riverdale, returned by Jaden Pridemore, and it's tipped out of bounds, I believe, by Alex Saunders. 3 straight to open for Riverdale. Three 3-0 Mavericks, and there's an ace as Katie Reins dives late, can't get there in time. 4-0 Riverdale, and definitely not what we expected for the Banks team that had came out on a roll in their first 2 matches. The serve from McPherson, well behind the line. Steps up, and Saunders out of the back near corner, returned by Van Aken. And this time the Braves are on the board. They're going to get a net error, I think, off of number 6, Tice Da Silva Corsi, and it's 4-1. Taylor Van Aken now serving for the Braves to try to make a little bit of a run and hopefully at least cut into this Riverdale lead. Serve from Van Aken is unable to be returned by number 6, Tice Da Silva Corsi. Diving late, late communication there. Didn't want to collide with one of her own teammates. 4-2. Van Aken's serve is picked up far back corner. Riverdale dives late at the net and scrambling. Alex Saunders can't do much with it, and Riverdale, after just 2 points from the Braves, back to a 3-point lead at 5-2. Serve from number 6, Tice Da Silva Corsi, returned off the top of the net by Janicek, far side. Back set by Riverdale. And the return goes into the net, 5-3. Mavericks with the lead. Madison Walker to serve for the Braves on the side out. Nearly bumped over the net, off the top of the net, but it hung and stayed on the Mavericks side after the return attempt from Jaden Pridemore, and the Braves are within 1 at 5-4. Serve from Madison Walker is an ace. Diving is Tice Da Silva Corsi, but unable to get there down near the far side line, and it's 5-5. Banks has come back to tie it after being down 4-0, and there's an ace and the first lead of the game for the Braves at 6-5. Walker's serve off the top of the net is another ace, and it's 7-5. Braves are on a 7-1 run. Madison Walker's serve very near back corner to the east end of the gym. It comes up well short, and that will give the side out back to the Mavericks, trailing 7-6. Libero for Riverdale, I believe, Ellie Weiss, serving wearing number 1, but not her number listed on the roster. McKenna King keeping it alive. It goes into the bottom of the net on the return attempt, and Riverdale has come back to tie it at 7. Serve from Ellie Weiss, well beyond the line and misplaying it. Jocelyn Janisek. Riverdale regains the lead, 8-7 in the first set. Serve from Weiss is returned by the Braves. Far side angling it beautifully is Skolich, and misplayed at that time, unable to keep it alive, and we're tied at 8, side out back to the Braves. Tied at 8, serving from Banks, number 7, Ava Bogroff in the match. McPherson, returned by Skolich. Evans to Van Aken. Janisek, too much on that one, and Riverdale regains the lead at 9-8. Serve from number 8, Olivia Skolich, is too long, tied at 9. And we've been back and forth pretty much ever since Banks had a 7-5 lead. Serve from Katie Rains, the libero, comes up well short into the net. 10-9 Riverdale with the side out after the service error from the Braves. And an error on the return into the net by Riverdale. That will tie it at 10. Alex Saunders to serve for Banks. Dug out by Riverdale, coming up to the net and angling it in front of Ava Bogroff. And I think she thought it was going to be out, tried to dive late and came up short. Riverdale regains the lead at 11-10. Diving is Alex Saunders off the serve from Riverdale. Pushed back across the net by Van Aken. Skolich into the back row, saved by Saunders. Walker dumps it over, dug out by Skolich. Oh, near the net pole, far side. Braves able to scramble and get it back across off the top of the net. Nice play by Madison Walker, and we're tied at 11. Coming in substitution for the Braves. Returning into the match, McKenna King replacing Bogroff. Haley Evans to serve, about halfway between the volleyball line and the basketball end line. Too much, and Riverdale regains the lead. Riverdale regains the lead, 12-11. Serve from the Braves is returned by Riverdale. Braves try to get it back across from the far side net pole and too far out of bounds. And now a 2-point lead for Riverdale. Mavericks 1-2 on the season. Braves 2-0, but Riverdale started out on a 4-point run to start the match. Madison Walker comes up short on the dump attempt, and Riverdale now with a 3-point lead, 14-11. Don't want to get in a situation where they start falling back into bad habits and concentrating too much on mistakes and then making more mistakes as a result. Oh, nice job by Haley Evans to play it off the net into the net, this time on the return from Tice De Silva Corsi, 14-12, and a big side out for the Braves to end a Riverdale run midway through the first set. 14-12 Mavericks. Serve from Van Aken back row, dug out by the Mavericks, and it's short. Too many hits, I think, as it did go off the top of the net and land on the Braves side, but McPherson's hit will not be allowed, and it's 14-13. Again, the serve from Van Aken is missed, aiming for the near back corner, and that will be a side out back to Riverdale, back to a 2-point lead at 15-13. Serve from Tice De Silva Corsi is an ace. Braves unable to handle it. Goes into the back wall. Back to a 3-point lead for the Mavericks. He looked so good at home in the opener against Tillamook, winning in 5 sets. Here tonight, not so much at Riverdale. Alex Saunders. Oh, beautiful play diving for Haley Evans. Just trying to keep the play alive on the second hit, and somehow gets it across down the near side line, and 16-14. Braves back within 2, but need to fix the mistakes as Riverdale is pretty much led almost start to finish, and that one is just long on the serve attempt from Madison Walker. Back to a 3-point lead for Riverdale. Ellie Weiss, the libero, back to serve for the Mavericks. Into the net for a service error, 17-15. Bogroff will come back in for McKenna King. Serve by the Braves is dumped across off the return from Riverdale. Now they fix the score, 17-16. The serve from Bogroff is returned, dug out by Madison Walker. Evans sets up Alex Saunders for the dump over. Finds a hole right in the center of the front row, and we're tied at 17. And we have a timeout. Riverdale tied at 17 in the first set. Apologize, a little bit behind on scoring, doing the best we can to try to keep up. Banks 17, Riverdale Mavericks 17. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from LaHaye's Custom Embroidery.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye's is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye's is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsborough. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahayes.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
And we're back tied at 17. First set, Banks and Riverdale. Number 1, Banks Braves are going to get everybody's best. It's still early, just 2 matches into the season. Ava Bogroff waiting for the whistle to start her serve. Picked up by Riverdale. McPherson helps Riverdale get it across. Returned by the Braves. McPherson to Skollich from the far side, angling it too far in front of the Braves bench, and Banks back to an 18-17 lead. And return from the Braves is too long, 18 all. Serve from Skolich is far side picked up by Van Aken. Evans sets it across. Skolich picks it up. Back and forth, and we're going to get a carry on Riverdale. Banks back to a 19-18 lead. And the serve by Katie Rains for the Braves, returned by Skolich. Back row, Bogroff has a go off of her wrist in a downward motion, and we're tied at 19. Serve from Jaden Pridemore, returned by the Braves into the side of the net. Far side near the net pole, 20-19. Riverdale back with the lead. Serve from Pridemore is short this time into the net, and Banks tying it again at 20 after the service error from Jaden Pridemore. Alex Saunders to serve for the Braves. Her serve is just long. Ellie Weiss let it go. Side out back to Riverdale, back to a 1-point lead. And a substitution for Riverdale coming in, sophomore right side hitter setter Hallie Shearer. She'll be replacing Stella Banks for Riverdale. (21-20) Braves. The serve is picked up by Katie Rains for Banks. Evans sets over to Madison Walker for the kill. Too much into the near back corner. Big point for the Braves and a huge side out. Now they need to keep serve. Riverdale has been in this first set too long and, in fact, has held the lead for much of the first set. Tied at 21, Haley Evans to serve. And it's an ace. No communication from Riverdale that time. Finds a hole in the near back corner, 22-21. And the serve from the Braves is returned by Riverdale. Evans to Van Aken, far side, dug out by Skolich. McPherson back to Skolich, dug out by McKenna King, returned by Katie Rains. Weiss for Riverdale. McPherson near side to Thais Da Silva Corsi off the net. And it's going to be a point for Riverdale, tying it at 22. And the serve from Riverdale returned by the Braves. McPherson, Walker to Evans, back to Walker, dumps it over the net. Diving is Thais Da Silva Corsi, but Riverdale can't keep it alive, and Banks back to a 1-point lead at 23-22. And we have a timeout, Riverdale, late first set. Banks 23, Riverdale 22. We'll take a 30-second break and be back in just a moment.
At American Family Insurance, protecting farms is at the heart of what we do. After all, it's where we got our start more than 90 years ago. We understand it's more than a farm, it's your life. And that's why we offer customizable policies that protect what you've worked for. Let's build the policy your farm deserves.
Call American Family Agent Terry Powell in Gaston, 503-521-8842.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
American Family Insurance.
And we're back. The serve from Taylor Van Aken is an ace, 24-22. Set point for the Braves in the first set, leading Riverdale. Serve from Van Aken. Skolich dumps it over the top of Madison Walker. And Riverdale keeps the first set alive, trailing 24-23. Serve from Tice da Silva Corsi. Evans, played it off the net. And it's going to be a lift for the Braves, and now we're tied at 24. Again, the Braves starting to fall into some bad habits. Timeout Banks, tied at 24. We'll take another 30-second break and be back after this. You're watching Banks Braves Volleyball on Westside Mobile Media, built by Jason Bond Remodeling. We'll be back after this from the Banks Post newspaper. Banks Post newspaper is the official news provider of West Side's greatest hits. Listen hourly for West Side news from the Banks Post newsroom. Banks Post newspaper covers Banks, Manning, Buxton, Roy, and surrounding western Washington County communities. If you'd like more information on the Banks Post or want to pick up a copy, visit a local business today. You can also visit their website at bankspost.com or their Facebook page, Banks Post. And we're back following the Braves timeout, tied at 24. Tice da Silva Corsi to serve for the Mavericks. Janicek to Evans. Back to Janicek for the return. Skolich is there to pick it up. Back to Skolich from McPherson, and it's right on the line, and the Riverdale back line judge conferring with the officials. Now they're going to bring in the other back line judge from the Riverdale side. Most schools, if not all high schools, use local fans as back line judges, with officials operating at each net post. Tied at 24. If they're unsure about whether it was in or out, really the only fair thing to do is to replay the point. Especially late in the first set of the first league match for each team. And they're going to replay the point as is the ultimate decision. I think that's going to be possibly a break for Banks, as it looked like it hit the end line. Da Silva Corsi, serve picked up by Janicek, far back corner. Evans back to Janicek. Able to get it across. Weiss, Tice da Silva Corsi to McPherson. Janicek, Walker sits it into the back corner. And Riverdale can't track it down. Kendra McPherson and Ty da Silva Corsi doing most of the damage along with Skolich for Riverdale. 25-24 again. Set point for the Braves in the opening set. Madison Walker to serve, far back corner, near back corner, popped up by McPherson to Silva Corsi, returned by Skollich. McKenna King, Evans to Saunders, popped up by De Silva Corsi, McPherson back to De Silva Corsi. Evans, and too far into the net. Saunders can't dig it out. It goes underneath, and again, we're tied at 25. And we're going to have a substitution for Riverdale coming in. Number 15, Stella Banks, replacing Hallie Shearer. Ellie Weiss standing right in front of the second R in Riverdale, right at the middle of the basketball end line, and that serve goes wide to the right to the far side. 26-25, Braves back with the lead and another chance to take the first set. Bogroff coming in to serve, replacing McKenna King. From the left low block, and dug out by Riverdale, but they can't keep it alive. Misplayed over towards the far side, bottom of the net. Banks wins the first set 27-25. We'll take a 2-minute break and get things ready for the second set. Right after this, you're watching Banks Braves Volleyball on Westside Mobile Media, built by Jason Bond Remodeling.
Visit Main Street Pizza in Banks, located next to Jim's Market, for the best pizza in Washington County. From loaded hot baked subs to a Main Street special pizza piled high, we will satisfy your pizza cravings. We've been serving and supporting the Banks community since 1986. Open daily at 11 a.m. Call ahead now to place your order at 503-324-5858 or follow us on Facebook to see our daily lunch specials. Mention this radio ad and receive $2 off any Main Street pizza.
Scoggins Creek Coffee is proud to offer delicious hot drinks and delectable breakfast items too. Visit their 2 locations in Gaston and Yamhill Carlton. Open 7 days a week, Mondays through Saturdays until 5 and Sundays until 3. Make sure to ask about their weekly specials and visit their Facebook page. Scoggins Creek Coffee, 503-985-3483.
Specialty Screen Printing in Yamhill offers your business the creativity and expertise to print your logo on a variety of items. Owners Ken and Linda Johnson have 40 years of experience on industrial parts and every type of material, including ceramic tile. Their fast service can have your project done in less than a week. Visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com, to see for yourself how they can help you boost your company's marketing and industrial screen printing needs. Call 971-998-9274 or visit their website, specialtyscreenprinting.com.
There's a new premier fiber internet provider in Vernonia featuring friendly and helpful customer service. Sign up with Gorge Networks today for symmetrical speed fiber internet, 300 meg or 1 gig speeds with managed Wi-Fi included in the low monthly price. No contracts or price increases. Refer a friend and get a free month of service. Make the switch to Gorge Networks today. Call 541-436-0223. You can also email us at sales@gorge.net.
And we're back. Banks winning the first set 27-25. Getting ready for the second set at Riverdale High School, located in southwest Portland in the Terwilliger Barber Boulevard area. Taking care of some housekeeping duties, trying to Make sure everything is fitting on the screen as far as updating the score. Banks winning set one, 27-25 at Riverdale High School, home of the Mavericks. Riverdale will serve first to start the second set after the visitors' Banks opened the match. Serve from McPherson. Far side dugout back row by Katie Rains. Evans to Walker for the kill off the net far side. And the Braves hopefully can continue more of that here early in the second set. First set, they allowed Riverdale to stay in the game a lot longer than they should have. Riverdale opened with the first 4 points of the match. Haley Evans serve far back corner. McPherson misplays it nearly into the metal bleachers on the far side. Skollich can't keep it alive. 2-0 Banks. And the serve from Evans that time is too much mustard on it, and Riverdale with their first point of the second set, trailing 2-1. Serve from Riverdale, returned by the Braves. McPherson. Skollich gets it across. Madison Walker off the block, kept alive by Riverdale, but ties to Silva. Corsi slides, nearly colliding with the bleachers at the end. 3-1 Braves. Early in the second set. 1-0 lead. Ava Bogroff will serve for the Braves. Weiss, the libero, to Silva. Corsi into the bottom of the net. 4-1 Braves, almost the same score, 4 points in as what we had in the first set. The opposite way, though, Riverdale with a 4-0 lead to start. Bogroff, her serve is picked up by McPherson this time to De Silva. Corsi from Skollich. Saunders. Evans back sets to Van Aken. Weiss saying we're going to get a hitting error on the Braves. That'll make the score 4-2. Serve by Ellie Weiss is returned by Van Aken into the top of the net. Another unforced error for the Braves, and Riverdale back within one at 4-3. Serve from Ellie Weiss, far corner. Janicek can't play it, and it's going to bounce and go into the back wall. Riverdale has come all the way back to tied at 4. Still do not see Diana Herb up off the bench, calling for a timeout. We may, though, if Riverdale takes the lead or is able to extend a lead. Janicek off the serve from Weiss this time. Her return, dug out by De Silva. Corsi, returned by Riverdale, dug out by Janicek. At the net, Janicek. Evans, back row Saunders, diving. Riverdale keeps it alive. Skollich able to get it across. Bogroff, returned by Janicek into the back row. Ellie Weiss for the Mavericks. McPherson back sets to Skollich. Saunders to Bogroff. Walker on the return for the Braves. Weiss and De Silva Corsi nearly collide. McPherson dug out by Saunders for the Braves. Evans to Van Aken, able to come up with the return. Good volley. McPherson back row to Silva Corsi. Walker picks it up for the Braves. Evans at the net. Back to Walker. Dumps it over, though, but Riverdale is there. And returned by Riverdale. Back to Van Aken from Evans. Weiss picks it up for the Mavericks. McPherson returned by Skollich. Saunders to Walker. Van Aken at the net near side for the point into the back row. Past a diving effort from De Silva Corsi, and a huge point fought for long and hard by both teams. Banks able to regain the lead 5-4 early in the second set. Give both teams credit. Both teams fought hard for that point. A great volley, the serve from Walker. At the net and on the kind of the excuse me return, and angled beautifully by McPherson, smiling surprised at herself, and we're tied at 5. Updated the wrong team last time, but score is correct. 5-5 in the second set. Banks with a 1-0 lead, and the serve from Skollich is unable to be returned by the Braves. Riverdale back to a 1-point lead at 6-5. And the serve by Skollich. Walker can't track it down near the end of the Braves bench. Back to unforced errors for the Braves, and Riverdale with a 2-point lead at 7-5. Banks was up 4-1 earlier in the first set. Serve from Skollich near the basketball inline. Bogroff misplays it. Evans coming up with it near the near side net pole. Makes an incredible play to come up with the return. And Riverdale unable to come up with it. And Banks back within 1 at 7-6. Van Aken, her serve picked up by Ellie Weiss for the Mavericks. McPherson to Skollich, set back across. Van Aken picks it up to Evans, far side to Janicek. Out of the back row, De Silva Corsi. McPherson back to De Silva Corsi out of the back row, and gets it to drop in front of a diving Van Aken. Back to a 2-point lead for Riverdale at 8-6. Best 3 out of 5 for varsity. The serve from Riverdale. Jaden Pridemore. Dumped over by Evans. It gets a hole behind Ellie Weiss, and the Braves back within 1 at 8-7. Coming in for the Braves, number 5, Jordan Maller. She'll replace Ava Bogroff. Serve from Katie Rains. A libero off the top of the net, skips it across, and we're tied at 8. Banks winning the first set, 27-25, tied at 8 in the second set. The serve from Katie Rains, picked up by Ellie Weiss, the libero for Riverdale. Set back across by McPherson. Rains, a couple of players nearly collide for the Braves' far side front row, and communication errors for Riverdale on the return, and Banks regains the lead at 9-8. Katie Rain's serve is well short that time, and not even close to having a chance at making it across. Side out off the service error for the Braves, tied at 9. Coming in for Riverdale, number 5, Amelia Damiano. The serve from Jaden Pridemore is just long, and Braves with the side out back to a 1-point lead at 10-9. Serve from Alex Saunders, dug out by De Silva Corsi. Skollich returns it across the net. Rains to Maller. Back to Rains, jump out of the back row. And Weiss dives to keep it alive, but Riverdale can't track it down on the third attempt. Banks now on a little bit of a run to go up 2 at 11-9. Serve from Alex Saunders. McPherson, De Silva Corsi late to McPherson, and Braves try to track it down along the front row near the far side net pole, and it goes into the bleachers. 11-10 back to Riverdale. The serve from McPherson. Evans sets up Walker for the kill. Oh, popped up way in the air by Weiss. Nice job defensively. Riverdale able to come up with the return. Evans again to Walker. This time dumps it off the net. I think Madison Walker is going to get called for a lift, and we're tied at 11. McPherson popped up by Saunders to Evans. Far side to Madison Walker into the top of the net. And Riverdale's going to keep the serve, regaining the lead 12-11 after trailing 11-9 a moment ago. McPherson. Alex Saunders near back corner to Evans. Not enough on it that time from Ava Bogroff into the top of the net. 13-11. Riverdale with a 2-point lead. McPherson serve. That goes into the top of the net as the teams trade errors at the net. 13-12. Braves back within one. Haley Evans to serve for the Braves. And it's an ace off of McPherson, tied at 13. Serve from Haley Evans again, dug out by Riverdale. De Silva Corsi misplays it into the back wall, and Banks regains the lead at 14-13. Haley Evans, De Silva Corsi, or McPherson far side to Skolich. Now De Silva Corsi on the return for Riverdale. Madison Walker for the Braves. Evans back sets to Van Aken. Picked up by Weiss back row. De Silva McPherson to Skolich for the Mavericks. Saunders out of the back row for the Braves. Evans on the return. Pridemore. Riverdale gets it back across. Evans back sets to Van Aken off the top of the net. Over the top of the defense that time for Riverdale with Damiano and De Silva Corsi. Banks now with a 2-point lead at 15-13 midway through the second set, and we have a timeout. Riverdale. Banks with a 1-0 lead, 27-25 midway through the second set, up 15-13. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from GorgeNet, internet service provider.
There's a new premier fiber internet provider in Vernonia featuring friendly and helpful customer service. Sign up with Gorge Networks today for symmetrical speed fiber internet, 300 meg or 1 gig speeds with managed Wi-Fi included in the low monthly price. No contracts or price increases. Refer a friend and get a free month of service. Make the switch to Gorge Networks today. Call 541-436-0223. You can also email us at sales@gorge.net.
And we're back 15-13. Banks with a 1-0 lead, 27-25, 2-point lead in the second set, 15-13 at Riverdale High School. Haley Evans to serve for the Braves, looking to go 3-0 to start the 3A season. That one a little too much on it, and side out back to Riverdale on the service error, trailing Banks leading 15-14. De Silva Corsi about a step in front of the end line, all the way up to the wide end line for the volleyball service line. Returned by Van Aken, and just long, aiming for the near back corner. And Riverdale is tied it with back-to-back points at 15. Silva Corsi steps up to the net, Rains to Evans. Saunders out of the back row. De Silva Corsi to McPherson, back to De Silva Corsi. Coming up short, Haley Evans off the net, and Braves able to come up with the return. De Silva or McPherson to Skolich, back far side. Saunders to Evans, and Mahler can't time her jump, and it's going to go off the net. Riverdale regains the lead at 16-15. Serve again from De Silva Corsi. Rains plays it late. Saunders to Van Aken on the return. De Silva Corsi. McPherson tries to backset it. It goes behind her instead of across. And that's going to go into the net near the far net pole. And we're tied at 16. Ava Bogroff well short. Service error for the Braves. Riverdale back to a 17-16 one-point lead. Second set, Banks won the first set 27-25. Ellie Weiss, Janicek for the Braves. Evans sets it across on the return. And Riverdale unable to come up with it. McPherson into the bottom of the net, and I think a couple of the Riverdale players thought the point was already won by the Braves and already let it go. Tied at 17. Madison Walker now to serve for the Braves, following another side out. De Silva Corsi, McPherson diving, and De Silva Corsi doing all she can after it was misplayed, and it goes behind the far side net pole, between the net pole and the bleachers. Banks regains the lead 18-17 as we get into the later stages of the second set. Madison Walker, again to Silva Corsi to McPherson. This time on the return, it's Stella Banks. Van Aken, Janicek late, gets it across. Weiss. McPherson to Skolich, tipped at the net by the Braves. Evans, Walker goes late and into the bottom of the net by Van Aken, tied at 18. Some communication errors or communication issues for the Braves, not calling things in time and allowing Riverdale to stay in the match for the second straight set. The serve from Skolich. Walker digs it out nearly off the floor. Van Aken on the return. Skolich, McPherson, returned by De Silva Corsi. Saunders out of the front row, returns it on the first hit. McPherson to Silva Corsi, returns it for the Mavericks. Evans sets across far side to Janicek. Dumps it over. Weiss can't get there in time, and Braves regain the lead at 19-18. Now time to put a little run together and put the second set to bed like they did the first, although it took a couple extra points. 19-18. Taylor Van Aken to serve right in the center of the key inside the left low block. Skips off the net, and it's wide to the near side. Oh! They're going to say it's an ace for Taylor Van Aken. That I'm not sure about. 20-18 Braves. And we have a timeout, Riverdale. Banks 20, Riverdale 18. Riverdale knows it's getting late, and they've already lost the first set. Want to do everything they can to try to come back and even things up. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from Oregon Army National Guard.
The Army National Guard plays a vital role in your community. We're on the front lines supporting essential personnel, first responders, law enforcement, and medical professionals, delivering food, supplies, and medicine, keeping communities safe, making a difference. During emergencies, we're always ready, always there. Learn more about part-time service in the Army National Guard at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Oregon Army National Guard. Aired by the Oregon Association of Broadcasters and this station.
And we're back, Banks, with a 20-18 lead late in the second set, up 1-0, winning 27-25. And we're back, Van Aken to serve. Weiss goes late, dives to try to dig it out, and can't come up with it. (21-18). Banks now with a 3-point lead. Serve again from Taylor Van Aken, this time returned, but wide by Riverdale. 22-18, and Banks doing a little better job this time of holding on to the serve and putting away Riverdale here late in the second set, at least on this series of serves from Taylor Van Aken. Weiss out of the back center row. McPherson to Skollich, dug out by Madison Walker for the Braves. Evans near side, Van Aken on the return. To Silva Corsi, McPherson returned. Ooh, a nice job by Haley Evans to stay with it after it danced its way across the net after the return from Jaden Pridemore, and too long on the return that time by Riverdale, 23-18. Van Aken is an ace. Skollich let it go, and beautifully played down the far side, and set point for the Braves here in the second set, 24-18. And we have a player coming in for Riverdale, not on the roster, number 14. Van Aken gets the whistle to start her serve. Steps to the line, and this time Skollich is ready for it, almost the same spot. Returned by De Silva Corsi in front of a diving Van Aken, so Braves not quite able to put it away on the serve, but still set point leading 24-19, able to give themselves a little bit of a cushion here with set point in the second set. The serve from Riverdale, and back-to-back points as a couple of the Braves players on the front line playing off the net, 24-20. Serve from Pridemore is another ace. Coming up with it short down the far side, 24-21. 3 straight for Riverdale. One of the things the Braves have been better at this year, at least in their 2 wins, especially the opener at Tillamook, is correcting mistakes. This time it's Riverdale and Pridemore making a mistake to end the second set. Banks now up 2-0. 27-25, 25-21. We'll take a 2-minute break and be back after this from Jason Bond Remodeling.
Thinking about updating your kitchen or bath? James Bond Remodeling has over 20 years experience fabricating and installing stone countertops and can upgrade your home with the countertops of your dreams without the dreamy price tag. They pride themselves on quality and customer satisfaction. They offer stone countertop fabrication and installation and cabinet installation services. They'll do their best to beat any bid by 10%. Based locally in Washington County, they'll do jobs in most Portland metro locations. Call 503-753-9993 or email jasonbondremodeling@gmail.com. Jason Bond Remodeling, Oregon CCV number 227733.
Jim's Market in Banks is an institution serving the community for generations. They're actively involved in events and athletics from the youth league to high school level. Let them serve you with their locally grown fresh produce, fresh bakery items, including custom cakes, and quick hot food from their in-store deli. Jim's Market, conveniently located at the south entrance to Banks.
Thinking about buying or selling a home? Sarah Hesselman, Realtor with Keller Williams Realty, will help you with your real estate needs. Call 503-313-0748 or email Sarah at sarahhesselman.com. Serving your community daily and proud to support the starting lineup of your bank's Braves. Sarah Hesselman, Realtor with Keller Williams Realty. Call 503-313-0748.
Rankings are important numbers in determining Oregon high school playoffs. So are rankings when choosing a lender to help you with purchasing or refinancing your home. Our local community home loan expert, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, is ready to help you win the day. Call Christy today for all of your home loan needs at 503-327-5302 or caliberhomeloans.com/kvanmeter. Christy Van Meter, NMLS number 1700271, state licensed in Oregon, an equal housing lender. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
And we're back ready to start what hopefully will be the third and final set for the Braves, up 2-0, 27-25, 25-21. Going over the lineup cards for both teams, Braves hoping to improve to 3-0, has not been pretty for Banks, but they've been able to go. They were able to go on a run late in the second set to go up 24-18, and then held on after giving up three in a row on set point. Serve from Haley Evans is returned by Riverdale. Evans back sets to Walker. Ooh, just long, close, but just one extra Cheerio this morning, and it goes long for Madison Walker. 1-0 Riverdale in the first set. Serve from McPherson. It rains. Nearly knocked her over, but she was able to dig it out. Van Aken past a diving effort from number 13, Jaden Pridemore, tied at 1 in the third set. Ava Bogroff will come in to serve. Jordan Maller will come off. Bogroff. De Silva Corsi to Skolich. And coming in late is McPherson. High into the air, makes it across. Evans to Van Aken off the top of the net for the kill. And Banks takes the lead for the first time in the third set, 2-1. Serve from Bogroff. Weiss and McPherson, or De Silva Corsi, nearly come together. Returned by Skolich for Riverdale. Evans back sets near side to Van Aken. Weiss can't get there in time. I think she thought about letting it go and couldn't make a decision in time. Makes contact with the inline, and the Braves are up 3-1. The volleyball inline, I should say, not basketball. That would be way too long. Bogrof's serve is misplayed off the side of her hand, and it goes into the front of the net near the near side net pole. 3-2 Braves. Third set up 2-0. De Silva Corsi jumps to the service line. Evans to Janicek, popped high into the air and can't find it. Riverdale popped it up, nice block, but Amelia Damiano turned around and couldn't find the ball and unable to keep the point alive for Riverdale. Banks back to a 2-point lead at 4-2. Side out back to the Braves, Madison Walker. Near back corner, McPherson to Skolich, and it goes under the net, trying to lead it for Jaden Pridemore. Banks up 5-2. Walker with an ace off the top of the net, 6-2 Braves, and on a bit of a roll here early in the third set. Early in this match, they've went back to some of their old ways, and we have a timeout. Riverdale banks up 2-0, 27-25, 25-21, up 6-2 in the third set. We'll be back after this from Sarah Hesselman, Keller Williams Realty.
Thinking about buying or selling a home? Sarah Hesselman, Realtor with Keller Williams Realty, will help you with your real estate needs. Call 503-313-0748 or email Sarah at sarahhesselman.com. Serving your community daily and proud to support the starting lineup of your bank's Braves. Sarah Hesselman, Realtor with Keller Williams Realty. Call 503-313-0748.
And we're back third set. Banks with a 6-2 lead, winning the first two sets, 27-25, 25-21. Serve from Madison Walker, dug out by McPherson on the returned on the first hit. Returned by Janicek for the Braves, diving to Silva Corsi to McPherson far side. Skolich sets it across. Walker out of the back row. Evans sets up Saunders, dumps it over beautifully, catching Riverdale. I think Riverdale was expecting a kill, and the Braves now with a 5-point lead at 7-2 in the third set. Madison Walker dug out by De Silva Corsi. Back to De Silva Corsi from Skolich. Returned by Riverdale. Madison Walker pops away into the air but wide to the near side. And substitutions for both teams coming in for the Braves. Number 11, Chesney Lovelady. 7-3 Braves. Early in the third set, up 2-0. Ellie Weiss, the Mavericks libero, getting ready to serve, gets the whistle. Bogroff, again, hits it off of her wrists, but Alex Saunders for the kill into the back row. Pass to diving to Silva Corsi, 8-3, and a quick side out back for the Braves. And this time Van Aken getting a little tired, I think, comes up well short on the serve. 8-4. Braves with the lead. Side out back to the Mavericks. Olivia Skolich to serve, and coming up Van Aken near side. Evans sets it across with a kind of over-the-shoulder back set, and De Silva Corsi comes up short into the net off the serve. And another quick side out back to the Braves from Riverdale. Back to a 5-point lead at 9-4 for Banks. Jordan Maller back in for the Braves. Katie Rains, the libero, to serve. Popped up by De Silva Corsi. McPherson keeps it in play. Returned by Stella Banks. Banks returned by Janicek. And De Silva Corsi covers her face. Knew she should have let that one go and hits it almost directly into the flag on the back wall. 10-4 Braves in the third set. Serve from Katie Rains. College pops it up into the bleachers. And 11 for Banks. Starting to run away with this one in the third set. Serve from Katie Rains. Skips off the net but returned off the dig attempt by Riverdale. Evans to Saunders. McPherson. Banks dumps it over for Riverdale. Maller to Evans. Back to Maller. Far side off the top of the net. Dug out though by Skollich. Banks back across for Riverdale. Evans this time to Saunders near side. Weiss to McPherson. Sets up Banks. Returned across the net. Rains for the Banks Braves. Jordan Maller. Far side. Skollich gets it back from McPherson. Skollich on the return. Evans. To Maller far side, down the line, and just wide. Very close, 11-5. Braves still with a sizable lead at 6 as we near the midway point of the third set. Pridemore for Riverdale comes up short into the top of the net, 12-5. Side out back to the Braves and a 7-point lead. Walker will come in for Chesney Lovelady. Saunders gets the okay to start her serve. McPherson kept alive by Stella Banks for Riverdale. Returned by Van Aken. McPherson to De Silva Corsi near side on the return. Evans to Walker. Sets it over the top and Riverdale dives late. De Silva Corsi gets underneath it, but it's going to go into her own bench. 13-5 Braves. Timeout Riverdale, 13-5 in the third set. Banks trying to pull away and sweep Riverdale to open the 3A Coastal Range League volleyball season. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans.
Rankings are important numbers in determining Oregon high school playoffs. So are rankings when choosing a lender to help you with purchasing or refinancing your home. Our local community home loan expert, Christy Van Meter at Caliber Home Loans, is ready to help you win the day. Call Christy today for all of your home loan needs at 503-327-5302 or caliberhomeloans.com/kvanmeter. Christy Van Meter, NMLS number 1700271, state licensed in Oregon, an equal housing lender. All products are subject to credit and property approval.
And we're back 13-5 late in the third set as we return to action following Riverdale's timeout. Banks with a 2-0 lead, 27-25, 25-21. Alex Saunders gets the go-ahead to serve. Skollich hits it under the net. Nobody along the front line for Riverdale. Banks now with almost a 10-point lead, 14-5 in the third set. Saunders, this time dug out by Weiss. McPherson, returned by De Silva Corsi. Rains keeps it alive. Braves able to come up with the return. And then Banks and McPherson come together along the front row for Riverdale. 15-5, and another substitution for Riverdale, number 11, Ellie Weiss. 15-5 Braves in the third set. Our next broadcast will be the football home opener on Friday against Tillamook. The serve from Saunders, dug out by Weiss out of the back row. McPherson chases it down to Silva Corsi on the return. Van Aken, Walker gets it across for the Braves. Skollich to Silva Corsi. Rains far back corner for the Braves. Evans sets up Walker. Too much for Ellie Weiss on the kill out of the back row. And the Braves are up 16-5 in the third set. Alex Saunders, dug out by Skollich. McPherson to Silva Corsi on the return. Saunders out of the back row for the Braves, gets it across. McPherson to Silva Corsi. Van Aken to Evans, far side to Maller, off the top of the net, and it's going to be side out back to Riverdale, but still trailing by 10, 16-6. Coming in for the Braves, number 8, Marissa Herbert, replacing Alex Saunders. Coming in for Riverdale, another player not on the roster, number 12, who I believe will be serving. (16-6) Braves in the third set, a 2-0 lead. Maller pops it up. Evans chases it down. Returned by Rains. Skollich. And we're going to get an illegal hit on Skollich. Oh, no. Haley Evans getting an explanation from the far side official. Diana Herb a little bit confused as well, I think. 16-7. They're going to give the point to Riverdale on some kind of hitting error for the Braves. Still a 9-point lead, though, in the third set with Diana Herb still talking to one of the officials. Number 12 waiting for the whistle to restart play. Volleyball will be at Neocony of Rockaway on Thursday night. We will not be broadcasting that contest. Our two road games this year for volleyball will be at Riverdale and at Valley Catholic. Service picked up far side by Van Aken down the line, and Walker on the return late. Popped up by number 12, who's not listed on the roster. McPherson can't get there in time, trying to back off to avoid a collision, and nobody else. No communication for Riverdale, back to a 10-point lead for the Braves, 17-7, as Ellie Weiss returns. Haley Evans gets the whistle. Now moves over just inside the key. Skollich, and it's going to go under the net. McPherson unable to track it down, and the Braves have their largest lead of the match at 18-7. And Diana Herb still having a conversation with the near side net official. Skollich misplays it straight up, but tracked down by Ellie Weiss, returned by Riverdale. On the return, Herbert for the Braves. Weiss. McPherson sets it straight up for Damiano, and it's wide to the near back corner. 19-7. Serve from Evans. Weiss into the bleachers. An ace for Haley Evans, 20-7. And the Braves are about to put the Mavericks to pasture. (20-7). The serve from Haley Evans to Silva Corsi. McPherson back to Silva Corsi off the top of the net. Evans pops it way in the air off the net. And nice job by Van Aken to set it across and keep the point alive and win the point as Riverdale dives late and can't get there in time. 21-7. Haley Evans this time just wide, nearly hitting the back line judge with a big grin on his face. 21-8. Braves still well in control. McPherson far side, an ace off of Katie Rains, able to misplay it into the back wall. 21-9, back-to-back points for Riverdale. Again, McPherson. Rains this time much better prepared. Evans sets up Walker, too much. 21-10. Again, McPherson with the serve and misplayed by Herbert. 21-11, 4 in a row for the Mavericks. Late in the third set, still trailing by 10. McPherson's serve is an ace. Herbert let it go. 21-12. And we have a timeout, Banks, and I think that's a good timeout. Do not want to let Riverdale get any more hope after a 5-point run. Timeout, Banks. Banks Braves 21, Riverdale Mavericks 12 in the third set. Banks trying to put Riverdale to bed up 2-0. We'll take a 30-second break and be back after this from LaHaye.
Proudly serving our neighbors in Washington County since 1946, LaHaye is your destination for locally made Letterman's jackets, custom embroidery for business apparel or a unique gift, and scouting uniforms and supplies. LaHaye is on the corner of 3rd and Main in historic downtown Hillsborough. Open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday, 10 to 4, and anytime online at lahays.com or call us at 503-648-2341.
And we're back 21-12. Braves with still a 9-point lead and returned by Katie Rains off the net. Weiss misplays it. A couple of Riverdale Mavericks collide trying to keep it alive, and it goes into their own bench. And that'll end the run for Riverdale of 5 in a row. Banks back to a 10-point lead at 22-12 in the third set. Getting ready to come in for Banks for the first time tonight, I believe, is Kendall Shook, replacing Sydney Maller. But before she can do that, we have a discussion with the officials on the far side. Now Diana Herb getting an explanation from the near side official. (27-25, 25-21) in favor of the Banks Braves here at Riverdale High School. Portland Southwest Hills, Terwilliger Barber Boulevard area, right next to Lewis and Clark College. And still trying to figure some things out, I think, on the rotation between the near side official and the scores table. And now coming in will be Kendall Shook. 22-12, Kendall Shook serving for the first time tonight for Banks. Angles it to the near side to Silva Corsi. Gets it back from Skolich. And Herbert dives late, can't get there in time, 22-13. Jaden Pridemore comes in for Ellie Weiss. To Silva Corsi to serve far side. Herbert pops it up. Evans misjudges it as it goes underneath the net, 22-14. Riverdale on a 7-1 run late in the third set to Silva Corsi. Herbert pops it up to Van Aken, back to Walker, off the top of the net for the point. Catching Skolich off guard, diving late, unable to get there, 23-14. Braves with a 9-point lead. Saunders comes in to replace Herbert. Madison Walker hoping to put it away with a 3-set sweep up 23-14, and it's set point, match point, as Weiss lets it go in front of her. Thought it was going to be long. 24-14, Braves in the third set. So for Madison Walker, Weiss dives to keep it alive, gets it across. Evans to Van Aken. Saunders dumps it over, and McPherson can't come up with it. 25-14. Banks with a 3-set sweep. 27-25, 25-21, 25-14. We'll be back with Football Friday night as the Banks Braves host Tillamook. Thanks for listening to tonight's match between the Banks Braves and the Riverdale Mavericks to open 3A Coastal Range League Volleyball. Jonathan Lee will be back with us Friday night. We'll be on the air at 6:30 for the pregame. Thanks for listening and enjoy.